Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Welcome to Lady Khadija radiallahu anha online college live lesson, A-level maths, year 2 pure maths. Today we're looking at the cos 2a formula again. It's chapter 7 if you're following through in the book. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Yesterday we learnt the cos 2a formula. It's equal to cos squared minus sine squared. But it's cos squared a minus sine squared a. But today we're going to realize that actually we don't have to stop there because we can play a little bit around with the formula based on what we learned, which we learned maybe in year 1, which is that sine squared plus cos squared is equal to 1. Sine squared plus cos squared is equal to 1. Both of the the two parts within the cos 2a formula have got something like cos squared or sine squared. So that means we can take out sine squared plus cos squared equals 1 identity, and we can just play around a little bit. So let's start to begin with. Let's rearrange this. Let's rearrange it for sine squared a. So we can take a copy. Let's rearrange for just sine squared. So let's take the plus cos squared onto the other side. And that becomes a minus cos squared a. And what that means is that wherever I've got sine squared in my cos 2a formula, I can replace it with 1 minus cos squared. So I can replace it. I need to put brackets around it. But I can now replace this sine squared a can come here, and this 1 minus cos squared a can go in its place. And then open up the brackets. There's a minus before it, so that minus gets applied to everything in it. So the 1 becomes a minus 1, and this minus cos squared becomes a plus cos squared. And what you should notice now is that you've got cos squared a twice, cos squared a plus another cos squared a, so that makes 2 cos squared a. So let's put a 2 here and get rid of that other one at the end. So I end up with cos 2a is equal to 2 cos squared a minus 1. So that's a second formula, that's a second version of the cos 2a formula, as well as the one we had from yesterday. And there's a third version, because this time, to get this one that I just had, I rearranged for sine squared, but actually I could rearrange for cos squared instead. And what you'll find, if you rearrange for cos squared instead, that'll become a minus sine squared a. And you stick it back into the original formula we had, which was cos 2a equals cos squared a minus sine squared a. So you could probably do this yourself, but the cos squared a here this cos squared a can be replaced with this 1 minus sine squared a. See if you can figure out what's going to happen. So now you've got minus sine squared a twice, which makes 1 minus 2 sine squared a. And that's the third version of the formula. So there's actually three versions of this formula, the one we did yesterday, cos squared minus sine squared, and now the two new ones, cos 2a can be written as 2 cos squared a minus 1, or a third one, cos 2a can be written as 1 minus 2 sine squared a. Which one you use depends on the kind of question you're working at. Sometimes it's better if the equation or the identity has got lots of signs in it, then it's better to bring this one in. If the equation's got is based on cos, then bring this one in. Otherwise, you can use that first one. Thanks for joining me today. Join me again for more. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Peace be with you and the mercy and blessings of God.